Are gym exercises useful for calisthenics progress? You send us your favorite gym exercises on Instagram, and today we're here with the calisthenics legend Viktor Kamenov, and we will be testing gym exercises for calisthenics progress. Are you ready?
Let's go!
Let's go inside. Okay, so we are here with the first exercise. The most requested one is the bench press. Viktor is already doing his reps. What do you think? Is it helpful for calisthenics progress?
Well, to be honest, it really depends on what your goals are. Definitely, if we're talking about planche, guys, it's a little bit different. Yeah, it looks like it's a push skill, but keep in mind the details. I mean, in the planche, what we want to have protraction. For over here, you just saw how I'm retracted. Also, the posterior pelvic tilt, the core and the glutes activation is totally different. So I'll say that it's not so much connected with the planche. So yeah, if you have some goals to get stronger in the bench, just do a bench. But if you want to be stronger in the planche, there are some other exercises that actually we're gonna go through them pretty soon.
Okay, we arrived at the second exercise, the biceps curls with dumbbells. So, Viktor, what do you think? In planche, you have a lot of biceps activation.
Yeah.
In pull-ups, where does it help?
Well, definitely for isolating the biceps and having a bicep strength, also forming a great biceps. Of course, this is a classical exercise, but still, I'm not so much recommending if you really purely want to learn a planche. Yeah, because over there we have more straight arm strength, yeah, and that's why I prefer for planche mainly straight arm exercises. But of course, in addition, of course it will help to a certain degree, and don't only count on that thing. You can do it as an additional exercise, but not fully count on that, as I said, yeah.
There is one variation that you do that you like, I think, with straight arms with the dumbbells. That is useful for the planche.
Exactly, this one. And it's also over there really important how you execute the move. As I said, when we went on the bench, you need to have a protraction, you need to have a straight elbow, you need to have all your core, glutes, squeeze, everything activated at the same time. That's really important, because if you don't have those key points online, then it's not going to look the same way. Yeah, it's not going to help you so much in the planche.
Do you want to show us the right way?
Yeah, better. So I just grabbed two dumbbells of 5 kilograms. We're going to a position in which the glutes are squeezed, the chest is squeezed. We're having a posterior pelvic tilt position. Yeah, and from here we're going on supinated or neutral grip. Currently I'm more doing supinated grip, having a good protraction. And from here you have a few options. You can just hold, that's one of the ways, or you can go down to a wider planche that is called Maltese position. That will also help you not only for planche but for a future Maltese preparation. Then going back to a planche, down to Maltese, and there are different ways of doing it. Like you can do it without any holds, or if you want, you can hold for, let's say, 2-3 seconds on the top, then again 2-3 seconds on the bottom. Go for around 70-80% of your max, repeating that thing 2-3 times. You can also include it in a superset with some other exercises. But yeah, definitely that's one of the best exercises from all we're gonna try today for planche. Yeah.
There is one more exercise with the dumbbells that you can also do with the barbell. A lot of people requested it. It's quite popular. It's a functional movement. Military press. What do you think about it?
If you can do a handstand push-up and you already have the strength of doing 2-3 handstand push-ups, then you don't need it so much. But for those who are more beginners who want to get the strength, especially for a handstand push-up, because we're talking about calisthenics, you can go for a military press. Another option, if of course you don't have a bar, is to make a pike push-ups, but over there it's a little bit different because we're having slightly different technique and angle. You know, in the pike push-up we're over here, while in the military press we're closer to the real handstand push-up. But in general, for shoulder strength, it's just a great exercise that can be done not only from beginners but also from advanced athletes.
Maybe a general thing, when you have all these gym exercises, they train less like the whole body like calisthenics does. You know, when you do calisthenics exercise, you have a lot of muscles involved, and I think gym exercises are really helpful if you know, oh, I have a problem with my shoulder or something.
Yes, that was a really great point, because in fact in the fitness we have more isolating exercises, while in calisthenics, as you said, we're working with all the body simultaneously. It's also way more important, not only the strength aspect but also the neuromuscle connections over there. That's why it's pretty hard for you to learn a planche for just 1 month or 2 months. It really takes years to really get the proper technique, and that's why also in the calisthenics you see such a well-developed body. You see, we're not so big but we're pretty balanced. That's one of the advantages of calisthenics. You know, first you can do it wherever you want, not only in the gym. It's also free, and it's also way better in terms of balance of the body.
Okay, so about this one, I'm really curious now. We have the assisted pull-up machine. A lot of beginners do this when they start learning the pull-up. They go to this machine. What do you think?
You know, it's fine, but still it's pretty restrictive. I mean, you always need to have a gym with you, and the way I usually prefer, and I'm dealing with guys that I'm coaching, is I'm using a band. You know, for example, band from Gronation, whatever band you choose, it's gonna help you by really similar way. The only difference is that over here you have equal support, equal help wherever you go. While if you're using a band, the problem is that down it's helping you a lot, while in the upper part it's not helping you so much. That's the only difference. So everything has its pluses and minuses. This plus is that it's actually having the equal support, while its minus is that it's pretty restrictive. You always need to be here, while in the resistance band you have all the freedom to do it wherever you want.
So this machine, no.
It's not like no, but go for bands better.
Okay. Yeah. But there is another exercise for pull, which is the lat pull down.
Yeah.
Also one of the most popular gym exercises for pull. What do you think?
Really similar thing with the other machine. In my opinion, it's pretty close to the regular pull-ups that you're doing. The thing is that you're also supported over here, and the engagement of the core is a little bit different than the pull-ups. The thing is that when we're doing a pull-ups, most of the time people, on the bar, they're thinking of, okay, I'm doing it, let's say for a biceps, I'm doing it for the back and so on, but in fact, again, all the body is working. When you're doing a pull-up, you're also training your abs, training your glutes, your core, everything is engaged, while over here it's still more isolated. So it really depends on what your goals are. Here in the gym, it's all about isolation and, training specific muscle groups. On the bars outside, we have all the freedom to always go there. Hopefully, if it's not raining, we're working with all the body, and the real pull-up will help you much more with other skills that are coming after that, such as, for example, the muscle up. This one over here for muscle up, it's a little bit different,
The thing is, when you can master a pull-up, you can do this easily, but if you can do this easily, you can't do a pull-up. So, in my opinion, there is almost no sense, except you have disbalances or something that you need to work on only lats or something, but it makes way more sense to train on calisthenics exercise that train multiple muscle groups in once.
He said it, guys.
One thing about this machine, what I found interesting, I saw on the internet that people said for slow muscle up and for the muscle up transition, that it makes sense to train with this one, because you can...
for the transition it's possible, also for the wrist strength for the transition, but not only counting that, so also go outside, do regular attempts of muscle up, also with a band. That's gonna help you really to learn the technique, because this thing can help you again for the wrist technique, and for the strength, but not for the general technique, because you really need to know when to pull up, after that how to finish the muscle up and so on. So again, go and do the real thing outside. But of course, the lower part, the upper part, the ending of the muscle up, so many people forget to actually push down and depress the shoulders. That's something that you need to do it on the bar outside.
The thing is, when you understand calisthenics, you understand the progressions, then you're free. You don't need the machines. They are good to supplement, but if you understand the progressions with the bands that you can do. But I think the problem is that most people, they don't know how to use the bands correctly, what they can do with it.
You can do a lot of things. You just need to, have in mind what are your goals, and then after that, maybe ask some people who already know, or watch some tutorials, watch videos like this, and actually get known how to use them.
Because yesterday, when we've been in the park, you've done your handstand presses with it, you've done your planche, your planche push-ups, and when you know how to attach the band where it helps, to always have it as the body center, then you're free.
And the things are really simple. You just need to apply them. Try them one time correctly, and they're working way better than trying 100 times incorrectly.
We're at the next exercise already. Viktor's already trying out. You see how he enjoys the exercise. What is it? How do you like it?
Well, to be honest, there are a lot of ways that usually I see people are doing it in the fitness. It really depends on what you want to hit. In terms of calisthenics, we're talking about mainly for a front lever. And if you want to get some gains in the front lever, when we're doing it, we want to go to a retracted position. You see, we don't want to be here. For example, some people are doing this type of thing or this type of thing, retraction to protraction and so on. But no, we want to be here from the beginning, pull all the way back. Something like this. Of course, it has some differences, because in the real front lever, when you do the pull-up, in fact, it's go lower because the weight center is lower. But still, if we need to make some connections between this exercise and any calisthenics, probably it will be the front lever.
You can vary with the grips, you can do supinated, you can do pronated.
But still go for pronated, especially if you're a beginner. The difference is pretty big. Supinated is really for pro athletes, like over there. It's getting way more complicated than pronated, so go for pronated. To be honest, something that I've been doing is being straight, getting retraction, and here. That's 2 times better than the one that I showed you before. Why? Because right now we're imitating the front lever. That's the front lever touch. You see, I'm having the retraction, I'm getting it around the level of the navel, the weight center, and then going all the way back. You see, I'm thinking of getting myself retracted. You can also lean yourself a little bit more back, so you have your weight helping you, so you don't fall forward, and go back. That's better,
So if you see someone standing at the cable tower, you know it's a calisthenics athlete when he does his rows standing.
The thing is that this way of executing this exercise, and also, for example, the straight arm dumbbell work is not so much usual in the fitness. And when guys see such a performance here, and they're like, well, what he's doing, why he's not bending his arms, why he's standing like this, he's not doing it the regular way. And even some come to me and tell me, bro, do it the correct way and so on. Like, bro, I have a different goal. I don't want to be big in a certain muscle group and so on. Don't care about what people say in a gym. Like, do your stuff, focus on your goals, and yeah, eventually you get them.
If you see arm wrestlers, they are only doing half curls because they want to have like a small range of motion. If you see bodybuilders, they often train in shorter range of motions to have like a really compact muscle. You should always think about the goal first. What is your goal? And then search for a strategy to get there. So next exercise, triceps push down at the cable tower. What do you think, Viktor? How do you like it?
Well, if we're talking about isolation of the triceps, is great, but not so much connected with many of our skills that we're having. Maybe the impossible dip, if we make any connection with them, it's possible, but still more like triceps isolating exercise. So if you want to have a bigger triceps, it looks like your lack of size over there, but you have a bigger biceps, then you can go for it. Absolutely the same exercise, you can do it with the band. You just put the band on a bar above you. Just before I came here in Germany, I made my base workout, and exactly this I did in the end. Because I felt like recently I got my triceps a little bit weaker.
Again, if you know your deficiencies in the triceps, for example, when doing dips, you feel your triceps is the first muscle that gives up, then you know, oh, I can work on the dips, on the triceps. Another really popular exercise for gym bros is the lateral raise for the side of the shoulder. What do you think?
It's great when we're talking about balance between left and right. For example, when I came back from my surgery, I was doing really similar exercises, even without any dumbbells, like only with my arms. But we don't have anything so similar to this as a skill in our sport. So yeah, if I need to make it a little bit different so it actually transfers to anything similar to our sport, it will be more with straight arm, supination, and for example, going up. You know, this one is resembling more the inverted iron cross that is on the rings. So we want to have some similarities. And always, guys, when you're searching for an exercise that will help you for certain skills, think of, you know, how it resembles the skills that you're having as a goal. Yeah, for example, this one, it has nothing in common with anything. No planche, we're having also bent arm, it's not like a front lever, it's not like iron cross, inverted cross, and so on, yeah. So have that thing in mind. But in general, if, for example, you're feeling that you're a little bit disbalanced, let's say, one side is not working the same as the other, I think it's pretty great exercise, such as all other exercises. Like you can do so many other variations, like here, like here, like here, like down.
Because the shoulder is a quite complex joint. Once I heard that the shoulder can only be as strong as its weakest muscle. So for a healthy shoulder, it's important to have all directions, all parts of the shoulders.
Yeah. Something else that I also do sometimes when I feel that I'm a little bit disbalanced is just grabbing a band and trying to get it away. You know, it's between my arms and trying to get it away, trying it here, trying it up. Then doing absolutely the same thing with the support, like trying to push, trying to push, trying to push, trying to push, and so on. There's so different ways in which we actually don't engage our body in the regular skills. So many people are just focusing on the planche, and they in fact forget about this, that are activating some muscle groups that are in fact sleeping in the majority of the exercises. Yeah. So in order to actually have it in a good health, we need to be training more variety of movements.
Another exercise with the dumbbells, we have the shoulder shrugs. In calisthenics, the back is really important. Isn't it the same?
As an isolating exercise is great, but I'll recommend more the opposite one. You know, here what we're doing, we're lifting it up. You know, we're pulling. A better option is, for example, go on parallels and do the opposite thing, which is from here to here, because it has more connections to the planche. So yeah, of course you can do it as a contra movement. It's exactly just as the finger trainers and the wrist trainers, where we're doing the opposite move. It's actually the same way over here. Focus on this, and from time to time you can also do the opposite thing. So always shoulders down, away from the ears. What I'm saying, when you're doing a planche, when you're doing whatever it is, shoulders away from the ear.
And it's the same during front lever, during planche?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's the same also for weighted dips and dips. You also try to depress and to have like a big depression.
Yes.
So while we are testing the form of the deadlift, because we both didn't do deadlifts for a long time, I think, let's talk about the exercise. We both know how it works. We did it in the past. What do you think about it for calisthenics progress?
I think in terms of glutes activation, it's pretty good because, you know, especially in the final part, especially if over here you squeeze the glutes and the core, is pretty similar to some of our exercises, yeah. So in terms of that, it's good. Yeah, of course, it also trains legs, which is a controversial topic. Some people really are afraid of training legs usually because it's going to be harder for their skills. But in terms of waist and core strength, I think it's pretty good exercise.
Because it's a really compound movement.
Yeah, this is from the exercises that are least isolating, yeah, because in the fitness you see most of the exercises are isolating. Well, this one, also the bench press, is complex even though it's different from the planche. Like over there, as we talk, we have a retraction. It's still a complex moves. Also the squats are pretty complex. So these three are exercises that definitely I'll recommend for general strength, even though the bench press and the squats will not directly transfer to the skills.
Okay, Viktor, we're done with the exercises and we have 11 exercises that we tested today. And now I'm really curious, what has been the worst exercise?
The worst exercise, in my opinion, was the lateral raise. As I said, it has nothing in common with any of our skills, but still it's pretty good for general balance of the body. Then after that, on 10th place, we have the shrugs. Then we have the triceps dips on 9th place. 8th place, we have the curls. You know, they both are pretty close, so it's possible also to be the opposite as a ranking, yeah. Then after that, on 7th place, we have the bench press. Many of you are thinking that it's going to help you for planche, but in fact it's totally different activation, so that's why I put it over there. On 6th place we have the deadlift, just because of the glutes and core activation, but still it's not something that I'll really recommend. Over there there's so many better exercises, bodyweight exercises or with additional weights that will help you better for that work. Then we have on 5th place lat pull down. Sure, still pretty isolating exercise, but as I said, it's good for example, the transition of the muscle up. You can have it for help. Then we have the pull-up machine. Better go for the bands, but still is an option to actually get your first pull-up. Then we have the military press, perfect for the shoulders. Also really great support if you wanna learn the handstand push-ups. Then we have on 2nd place the rows, and here I want to specify the rows where I was standing because they're way closer to the real front lever than the one where you're sitting. If you want to get the front lever, just stand and go for the rows. And then of course on 1st place, as I said, the best exercise will be the exercise with the dumbbells for the planche, but only if you perform in the correct way. If you don't perform in the correct way, just don't do it.
So in general, what we learned today, gym exercise can make sense when you know, oh, you have a weakness in your triceps or in your left shoulder, because it's way more isolated than calisthenics. But you need to know these things, and then yeah, it definitely makes sense.
So yeah, hopefully it was interesting, the video. See you in the next one. Subscribe to the channel of Grow Nation.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome, man. It was a pleasure.